About to have a meltdown. I tried real hard. And shout out to Jax for helping troubleshoot. um yeah. Yeah. But we here. We here. I gotta turn this ad down. This ad is way too loud in my ear. All right, Jax, tell the people down. Oh, wait. Introductions. I'm Nabrana83. That's your other host, Ajax G. Welcome to the 167th episode of We HQ. Today we're talking about forgiveness and/or forgetness. Jax, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. Okay, there you go. Trying to make sure that audio.
Oh yeah, because last time I broke something. I'm apparently always breaking something. I can't.
That's crazy.
I can't with myself.
My week was okay. Nothing too eventful, honestly. Oh, I lied. I got a speeding ticket yesterday. I wasn't speeding.
Oh.
So that
That's
happened.
what we're saying on the record. But I saw that dash cam footage.
I wasn't.
And she was doing.
I was doing the legal limit.
Wally West speeds.
No, I was not. I was abiding by the law. I was going with the flow of traffic and keeping the safe distance. And
yeah, that's our story. We're sticking to it. My question to you is, do you feel like you figured something out? You all good over there?
Yeah, I was trying to get there just in case someone comes.
Gotcha. My question to you is, that does not sound positive. So did you have anything positive happen to you this week? Do you have any positive vibes that we want to share with class?
I had 2 days off of class.
Okay.
That's positive. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing that's like jumps out. It was a regular week. It was a regular week.
So we didn't make purchases that we were excited about?
Oh, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I was able to get some Pokemon cards for retail. So I'm excited, and I have some coming in the mail shortly. I don't know if I'm gonna open them, only because the ones some of them that I got may go up in price, but I'm not really like uh I am a hoarder. I'm not going to lie. I'm not gonna lie and say that. I don't have enough space to save stuff to like open in the future. There's only one item that I have that I'm not opening until I don't know. I don't know, because right now it's worth like $700. And granted, it's not in pristine condition, but still sealed. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm almost at 1,000 followers on TikTok. So that's exciting. I've been posting on TikTok like it's a Snapchat, honestly. That's what makes me like people's like, oh, make the content, and I'm very random with my content. My content is not all the same because I find that boring as shit. Like I don't, not to say content creators that stick to one thing is boring, but for me, if I'm sticking to one thing, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to do this anymore because sticking to the one thing. So yeah, I got some
As
Pokemon
we've
cards
learned.
for retail, so I'm excited about that. And actually, I don't know if people, are in the in trying to get Pokemon cards because they want to get into the hobby. But there's a Discord called Poke Notify. I am not sponsored by them or anything like that. I would like to be. Um, but it's like $7 a month. Because you can use a little, like if you go to one of the YouTubers that's sponsored, you get 25% off. But it's like $7, $8 a month, and you get notifications every time something goes up for whatever Pokemon card. It could be hobby shops, it can be Pokemon, any retailer, you will get notified, and you can land there and get what you want. So I was like, fuck it, let me try it. I put my little $6, and I've got my return on investment immediately. You know how people join discords and they're like, oh, it's not worth it because
it takes time. Yeah,
it was immediate. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, yesterday kind of brought my love back for programming. As much as I can't stand it, yesterday brought it back. So I might sit here and try to figure out how to create a bot myself. Not one of those bots that just like mass purchases stuff. Just something for me. Because yes, in theory, if I sat here and wrote one, I could, but I don't think that's fair, honestly. Because granted, I could sell them because they're worth. You can buy them; they're like $1,000, but I'm not. I personally just want to be. Oh, I'm notified and go to the site, even if it just adds it to the cart for me. Like, that's where I am because this is crazy. Yeah, I feel sorry for kids that want to get into it because it wasn't like this when I was a kid. Like, if you wanted to get into Pokemon cards, yeah, you had to, like, if they were sold out, it's like, damn, you gotta wait till they come back. But having to stand online for 12 hours for fucking Pokemon cards, like, crazy. Like, sneakers, when I ain't gonna lie, I used to be a sneakerhead. Bad. Real bad. Before I had to pay rent. And I think the one that was the worst, but I did it. I sat out. It was dead of winter, out there for 10 hours. This might be TMI, but it was so cold. I'm not gonna share you.
No. It was so cold. You've already started the story. See it through. Bring it home.
When I went to use the restroom,
the facilities,
the stream was slow because my body was so cold.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
he was on hypothermia over there.
Apparently, and mind you, I was bundled up. I'm a winter baby, so the cold don't. But I was like, and mind you, I've never experienced that. And I'm like, am I in danger?
Yeah. Would that have changed things? Would you have been like, oh, I'm in danger, let me go home? Or would you have just been like...
I probably would have just died on the side of the Foot Locker. Because... and y'all gotta understand, I know y'all like, oh, that's crazy for some sneakers.
That is very...
But there's a pair, I sold them years ago. But had I kept them now, there's one that's worth like $400 or $500. And there's another one that's worth like $600 that I sold. So...
My goodness.
But yeah, I was a flipper. So that I was, I guess, a scalper or a reseller, whatever. I was that. Because I wore them for myself. And I'm like, well, if I sat in this line all this fucking time, I got to make some money. So, yeah. And the most expensive shoe I sold were like the Gamma 11s. And I bought them for like $200. Sold them for like $450, $500. I sold them to my friend who was also a reseller for $450, so he must have sold them for like $600. But I was like, fuck it.
Out here.
I was like, fuck it. I know you. I'm getting $200 out of it anyways. I didn't have to camp out. I was lucky enough to get one of the Nike tickets, so I got it straight from the Nike store. Yeah. But that was then. This is now. It's a new day. But yeah, that was like the crazy. That was the last time I was like, yeah, I can't. This is crazy. Never should your body experience that. So like that was the first time. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's not worth my health to sit out here in the winter. Any other month, yeah, but the winter, no. So yeah.
So would you do it in the summer? Is it different in the summer?
Yeah, I've done it in the summertime. I don't care about the summer.
What's okay? Other than the cold, do you feel like the crowd is? I would argue that the crowd would be larger in the summer.
Nah, but the good thing was, I'm not even gonna hold you. Nike, as even though it was fake scarce, Nike would release enough. So like, even if the store that you camped out at, it was like, damn, they sold out, you could head over to 34th to House of Hoops and wait on that line, and you'll still be able to get something. Now, if you didn't get your size, what I would do is size swap. So I will buy my size, I will buy another size, and then swap with people till I'm able to get my size. So that's the like people would just buy it and size swap. So that's why I didn't have a problem. So like there was one time I bought a size 12, size swap, managed to get a 10, size swapped again, got an 8.5. Like, so I didn't even have to pay anyone. I just was like, hey, I need that size. I'll take it here, take this size. Because the bigger sizes, you make more money because they don't make that many for some reason. And the half sizes, they don't make that many. So it was like you can make bread either way. And I'm like, listen, I need an 8. I know your size 10 is worth almost retail, and my size 12, you can make money. Here, I need the sneaker for myself. So yeah, now I just mainly buy Dunks. Dunks have always been my favorite Nike shoe, Dunks and Air Force Ones. But
as the Air Force Ones were mine.
But Dunks is like, because I don't know, my feet feel closer to the ground, so I can feel if I'm about to bust my ass. There's too much sole in the shoe.
That is wicked.
I'm going down real bad.
Real bad, Michael Jackson.
But yeah, that's I guess that's my excitement for this week.
That's a lot of excitement. Keeping in the vein of excitement, I was very excited to find yesterday that my bestie was able to solve or figure out some broken code I had where I won't say it was broken, but it wasn't working. It wasn't working. I was racking my brain trying to figure it out, and Shorty sat here for like an hour and a half and got it to work. And yeah, so when I say my bestie's that bitch, that's what the fuck I mean. Okay, I go to her for all my tech needs, and she'd be like, "There's other people that can." I don't care. I mean, I care about that.
Are other people?
I mean, I care. So yeah, that just speaks to her immense talents. Other than being your host, your co-host for this podcast, and an excellent gamer. I'm saying excellent, but we've all seen her on, what was it, Devil Level?
It's a troll game. That's why.
Yeah, she's a woman of many talents. Another thing that brought some joy into my world was my lovely fiance sent me purple flowers in a purple vase unexpectedly yesterday, and I freaking loved it. Like they're so beautiful. Like it's such a beautiful bouquet with it, and it came with such a sweet note. Like I've been like for a large majority of my life been like, it's like what is like true happiness feels like, and I think it's this. I think because I'm very happy in a large majority of my life, my social life, my romantic life, my work life. I'm just chilling. I'm just happy. I'm enjoying existing. And I remember, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, having a conversation with my older brother, who is like one of my favorite humans. Being like, yo, I just feel like I'm here. Like I'm just existing. I'm just here. And it was my brother started doing work with me to try to help me see the beauty that was my life. And so I'm really grateful that he took that time to get me together, because I was like, I did everything. I can go peacefully. And he was like, excuse me. I was like, not like I'm gonna do something, but like if I fell asleep and didn't get back up, I'm chilling. Like I did life. I finished. And he was like, you're not even halfway there. And he was like, you're not in the 40s, 50s, so you didn't even live life yet for real. Hold on. So shout out to him. Because I'm like, I'm old, and it don't help that Jax constantly tells me I'm old. So I'm
I
like,
do
I'm
not.
so
Yeah,
old.
yo.
I have lived so much life.
I do not tell her she's old, people.
She
I literally say
reminds me
she'll
I'm
say
old
something.
every day.
She'll say something and she'll be like, "You remember that?" I said, "No, I'm not that
She'll
old."
be like, "No, grandma." Every time. Like every time. She don't let me live. She don't let me forget it. But yes, Calba, shout out for to peace indeed. But yeah, I legit just I be chilling. Now, granted, things can get me upset. Like starting today's episode was a task. I feel like I don't have autistic meltdowns often, but when I do, I'm very much ejectocito, cuz like I don't want to do nothing now. This morning was a task. Like after she got the emails to send, I was like, I thought I was done. I opened my email to do a little bit of work, and I get an email like, you made a mistake. Calm down, because no, I didn't. So I'm trying to respond to that. I got Discord open. Camera wasn't starting. Got the camera to start. Tried to open OBS. Those things weren't starting. The docs were missing. It wasn't logging into the right channels. I couldn't find the channel. I was just all over the place and very much like, just fuck it. Just forget it. Everything's hard and I don't feel like it. And to Jax's credit, because patience is not her forte. That's not her thing. She's very much like, oh, well, if you say fuck it, then fuck it. But she was like, okay, I'm here. You can. She had her therapist voice on. Whatever you need, okay, I'll do it. I'll log in. I'll get you this other thing. We can start at 12. It's fine. Like, and I'm like, everything sucks. Everything's wrong. And she's just like, it's not okay. We can chill. We can do what you want to do. So I do joke all the time that she's mad mean, but like when it counts, like when you really need her, she got you. She got you. And shout out to my man as well, because he was just like, that's my cue to give you space. I'm a backup. I'm here if you need me. I love you. You got this. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like I'm melting down and I feel like I'm being this heinous monster. And he's like, nope, I know you're autistic. I know that even if it doesn't seem big to me, if it's big to you, then it's fucking big. And that's it. So I'm constantly like, I'm so sorry, I'm a villain. And I have people around me that are like, no, that's normal. It's normal to get upset when things ain't going right. And it's nice to have those kind and gentle reminders. So that was like, that wasn't even a week. That was just 24 hours. But we here. We here. Oh, and shout out to my niece who turned this many years. That's how old she is now. She was so proud. FaceTime yesterday. She was like, Titi, I'm this many. Precious, little preciosa, spent her birthday with family, and we'll see some more family. Tomorrow I'll be driving up there with Kalba to go annoy her in person and tell her how much I love her and drown her in hugs and kisses. So yeah, that is my week in review, which I feel like that was a pretty good week. You ever have one of those weeks where you feel like everything's going so well, something's bound to go wrong? Is it just
me? Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I had like a month where life was just stable as fuck, and like inject chaos. I know something's gonna go bad, so I might as well create it myself. Yeah, it happens.
So you cause the chaos in your
I don't, but I'll do something extra, and I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, I was just fine. Why would I do that? Like, I'm very impulsive. I don't know. I don't know why, but
ADHD. That's why.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah.
Interesting.
This.
So you don't even trust your week to go. Like, so that does sound like you're similar to me. If everything's going well for a certain amount of time, you're like something is about to go, or in your case, you're like it's been going too well. Let me fuck it up. So
Right.
you self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I just brace for impact. I brace for something to fuck it up. And
Because
you are
I'm
the
very
something.
much like, you know, I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I'm like, I might as well drop it myself. I'd rather just be disappointed in myself than someone else disappoint me.
What the fuck kind of
I'm dead ass. I don't like when people disappoint me because I get frustrated that I even put my trust in a motherfucker. Like I
That's
don't like that. So I'm like, all right, so then if I do it, then if I do it and I fuck it up, then I did it and I fucked it up. But if someone else be like, oh, I'll do it for you, don't worry about it, and they don't do it how I wanted it or I expected it done, or don't do it at all, what the fuck are you here for? Why would you open your fat mouth to offer help to not fucking help to make it work? Like that shit drives me crazy. That's why I don't ask for help. Like I don't ask for help. I ask
so
someone to do it. Because if I ask for help, I'm expecting you to do it a certain way. If I tell you, listen, I need this, and I give very good instructions, like do this. This is what I need. If you can't do it for me, then it's not gonna get done, and it's fine.
never mind the fact that you are capable of doing the thing that you're asking someone else to do.
Very
It's just
capable.
like you
I
don't.
don't want to do it, and I don't want to ask for help because I know that I could have did it myself, and then you helped and fucked it up, and now I'm mad at everything. So
Yo.
I'd rather just be mad at me because I fucked it up or I didn't do it. You know.
Now let me ask you a question. If you put your trust in yourself to do a thing and then you do the thing and you fuck it up, how quick are you to forgive yourself?
Um, like it don't. I'm like, oh well, I tried. I'm very much,
So very quick.
yeah.
But if someone else, you put your trust in someone else to do
Like
it,
if they
fuck it up,
say
how
I
quick are
got
you?
it, don't worry, and then it's like you said you had it. I couldn't. I would have been fine with not even doing it, but you said you was gonna do it and you ain't even do it, or do it right, or do it well. Why are you disappointing me? I have
So
faith.
how long does it take you to forgive a person after they drop the ball?
It depends on what they drop the ball on.
Does it also depend on the person?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes and no, because I think I told this story before, and I'm always gonna forgive my mom. It's my mom. But when I was younger,
We are different.
when I was what? Yeah, we've had that discussion. Um, what was it? My 15th birthday. I deliberately said I did not want to have a birthday party. I just wanted cake, and I wanted this game that was $100. Guitar Hero 3. And she was like, "Oh, we could have a party." Like she set up to have like a little party. And then when my friends left, she was like, "Oh, well, because we had the party, I couldn't get the game that you asked for." And I tell you, my brain literally sizzled because for me, I'm like, "Oh, you was able to do the party and the game. I really didn't give a shit about this party, but thank you. I had a good time." When she said I couldn't get the game, I said, "Ma, what do you mean?" Literally, this is not an exaggeration. I'm not doing this like, oh, this is what I would have did. No, I literally was like, "Ma, I didn't ask you for nothing else. I didn't want this party. I didn't even want the damn cake." I didn't say damn, but I said I didn't even want the cake. I just wanted the game. You could have got me the game and a candle. Oh, closed my door. Didn't slam it, closed it. I'm not that crazy. Then she comes back and was like, "Surprise." And I was just like, I felt so bad.
You felt like the villain you are. Got it.
The devastate, like my heart, I was just like, oh my God, I am the
You
worst
felt like
daughter
the
in the
villain.
world.
Yup.
I was like, oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry. She was like, I was just
Yup.
joking. I wanted to surprise you. I was like, you don't start a surprise with a joke, but thank you,
Yo.
Ma. Literally snatched the shit open, played the game all night. All night. Till like 4 in the morning.
Yo.
But it was very much like I'm very like What I want.
I want what I want.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
not. People's like, oh, why? You should celebrate your birthday. I know I should because I'm alive. But I'm very much. If I want something, I rather that than whatever the fuck a birthday celebration is. Candle and a cake and a candle. I don't give a fuck if it's a made cake or ice cream cake. But I get this. I've gotten the same cake for every single birthday since I was a kid. So
what cake?
It's a Carvel snowman ice cream cake.
Oh,
I literally get that cake every single. I don't think the cake has changed. The last time I had a regular cake was my 4th birthday, but from about 5 on, I believe it's been the same exact
not
cake.
beating the allegations. I love you though. Love you.
That's crazy for real. Don't you know that?
So then, if you had to put a definition to forgiveness, then, because in that case, it seemed like you forgave her as soon as she corrected what it was you felt she fucked up.
Right.
Had
it not been fucked up.
What does forgiveness? Corrected. Like, if you had to define forgiveness, what are your parameters? What would your definition be?
Give me 1 second. Okay, I was making sure that we're live. I'm like, I don't see us live. Okay, I hear us talking. All right. Get one definition of forgiveness. Was that the prompt?
Yeah, like if you had to define either if you had to come up with either a definition or parameters, what does forgiveness look like to you?
Forgiveness for me is like, the way I forgive someone is I look at the situation. If I was the other person, would I have done the same thing or close to it? And then I'm like, and what would have made me respond the same way as that? Then I'm like, you know what? It was valid. So I forgive them. And it's either I forgive you and I'm gonna trust you, or I'm not gonna forgive you and I'm gonna just.
So what in your recollection, what is the longest you've taken to forgive someone?
It wasn't forgiveness for me to trust them ever again. It was for me to move on. It took years. But I was just like, I can't be angry anymore because I'm holding on to that, and that's why I'm a menace. Like, y'all call me a menace now. This is nothing. So I was just like, I'm being mean to people that care about me because I can't let them. And granted, I ain't talk about it in therapy when I was younger in therapy, but actually I did. That was the start. So it was like, from there I was like, okay, I need to figure this shit out. Too grown to be doing this. Granted, I was like 17, but in my mind, I was too grown.
You was an adult.
I was too by the law. If I did some criminal shit, I was an adult. At least in the state of New York.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was very much like, what now? In that case of forgiving that person, I would never do that in 1,000 years, ever. But for people that, for the exception of that heinous act,
I had to add the caveat
because people would be like, "Well, what was the act?" No, I would be stabler before I be that. Okay. But yeah, like I would think about
cop. Got it.
To the people that do that shit, absolutely banging you and slam you up against the fucking what is the rule? Holding cell. Hell yeah, fucking fuck. Interrogation room. There you go. And the whole time some of them be innocent.
Skip the interrogation. You guilty.
Yeah, that's what I said. Whole time some of them be innocent. He be banging them against the window.
Be wilding.
Yo, that's the only type. That's why, like, I don't support police brutality at all. But for those type of criminals,
Once she adds a but, she supports it. There are conditions.
those type of criminals, people
so
that
that's the condition.
elderly, people that attack elderly, children, or do that to anybody, yeah, deserve the Stabler treatment. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Stabler treatment go crazy. Like, I just want y'all to know. Her calling it that goes because he does be wilding though.
He
be
died
wildin'.
because there was one guy, he literally, I think it was like it was either a priest or it was like a kindergarten teacher that got like what's the word? What am I looking for?
Wrongly accused,
there you
misidentified.
I was looking for misidentified. Misidentified, and Stabler was throwing this man around like a rag doll. And by the end, when they found that the man did absolutely nothing, and he had lost his job and everything, I'm just like, damn, he was really innocent. But some of them that he was throwing around, they may not have done the actual crime, but they had did something similar, so they deserve to get thrown around a little bit. But again, back to the point. If I was in that situation and something that someone did to me, I would be like, okay, let's try to play devil's advocate here and then go from there.
Oh, Calvin said like the guy that had a pic of his daughter. Are we talking about that episode? Yeah, I don't know.
It was window shopping children. Yes! Yes, my God! Yo, I seen the episode because I rewatched the show all over again. And I was like, why did I see this? Yo,
what happened? What are we talking about?
It was some guy that had a picture of like Stabler's daughter. That's when they was younger. And they was window shopping for children. Like he was going around playgrounds, something like that. And I was just like, yeah.
In remission go crazy.
Yeah, bro.
That goes crazy.
And Stabler really like, yo, Captain had to take him out. Captain had
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wicked. Yeah. So your view of forgiveness is still very unclear.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna do my best to because I'm like, so is that a definition? Is like I don't know what I was given when I'm like, what's it look like to you? And you're like,
oh, you said what it looks like to me. So I was explaining what it looks like to me. Like for me, the process of forgiving. That's where I was at.
There we go. Okay.
Mine is, would I have done the same thing someone else did to me if the situation was reversed, and was it valid in their feelings, not my feelings, right?
So that seems like the conditions to forgive, not what it is in and of itself, though.
Right.
The condition with which you will forgive is if you would have done the same thing,
right?
Or if you can understand why they did what they did,
right?
But then
that's my process.
What does the act of forgiving actually look like to you?
How do
you know you forgave somebody? Just saying the words, I forgive you. What changes in you for that to resonate or register? Is there a change, or is it just words?
There's a change. I mean, it's just words for me because I do actually forget. Like, I'm not gonna tell you I don't forgive you if I don't forgive you. Like, I'm gonna.
So then so for a person that you don't forgive, how do you feel about that person?
I keep you in my line of sight.
So you don't trust them. So part of forgiveness is trusting that individual
again. Because why are you in my life if I don't trust you?
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting to what forgiveness looks like. It looks like regaining trust. Does it look like anything else?
Nah, it's really regaining.
So forgiveness is just I trust you again.
Yeah, because
does it look like? Do you forget what was done in that forgiveness, or do you remember what was done but trust them not to do it again?
Right, because I can't forget what happened. Can't undo what was done. Like, I guess we can use an example when your younger siblings do shit. So one time, I don't know, when I was younger, there's no reason why I'm broke now as an adult. Anyways, I had like $400 in my wallet. I left my wallet home. I don't know what the fuck. And someone took money out of my wallet. I forgot which sibling. think it was my brother. And I was like, why do I have $360? Where's my money? It was like, oh, remember when I asked you for a couple dollars? I was like, you took 320s. What the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, oh, but you said take money out your wallet. You don't take 320s. And then, mind you, I didn't know until like a week later. And so it's like, oh, I was like, you need to learn to make sure you let me know what you're doing. You can't just take money out of someone's wallet. Now I'll trust you again to leave my wallet at home. And now I'm forgiving you for taking the $60, but I'm trusting you not to do that shit ever again. That's my version of life.
So now let me ask you a question. If you left your wallet today in the house with the sibling today and money went missing today, would you instinctively look at that sibling?
No,
so
really.
You don't actually.
No.
So that you didn't actually forgive.
No,
because you don't really trust that they won't do it.
If they're the only person, if they're the only motherfucker there, who else gonna steal from me? If it was multiple people in the house,
they're the only ones in the house the last time.
Maybe.
Okay, so now it's just
no, because I asked like the house, like who took my money.
So it's the same people in the house. Your mother, both siblings. Money goes missing. Do you first look at the sibling that is taken from you?
I'll just be like, who stole my money? When it happened the first time, I was
like, hey, why is their money missing? Which one of y'all motherfuckers stole?
Yes.
So then you don't actually forgive.
But
because you already come.
But if money is missing again, and there's 3 people in the house, one of you motherfuckers took it.
But that's what I'm saying. Think about the perspective you're taking with who stole it. Not, hey, what happened? Who stole it? Steal is very accusatory. So you're not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt, like, hey, maybe there was an emergency and they intended to put it back.
If it was an emergency, you would have taken it and said, hey, my family is they're very much, I'm going to take it and let you know I took it. So if I come back and nobody said, hey, I had took this money, the first thing I'm saying is who stole it. I'm not looking at the person that last stole. One of you motherfuckers stole it from me. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying, Jax. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said, what if there was like an emergency and things are happening so quickly, nobody has time to do a thing.
It's not that emergency. Because you stole my shit.
Your initial reaction is still accusatory. You're still coming out the gate like you must have stolen. It does not matter that you have 2 other family members in that house that don't have a history of stealing. You are accusing everyone.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, you're not really truly forgiving, because on some level, whether conscious or unconscious, even though this seems very conscious, you don't trust that it won't happen again. Not really. Because your initial, I'm like, it's okay, so money goes missing. Who stole? Not, hey, what happened? I had this amount. Now I only have this amount. Is everything okay? Like, that's the perspective of clear. Something had to have happened for money to be missing. Not you had to steal for money to be missing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but
explain it back to me so I make sure we got the same understanding.
I'm not giving anybody.
You see how I don't trust that you actually understood what I said?
What you're saying is I'm not giving anyone any grace. I'm assuming it's stolen. Exactly. That I understand that, but what I'm saying, like, to this day, I can leave my money, my credit cards, and all that, and if anyone needs it, they know they can text me and take the card and go. They all they have to do is let me know.
That's not the point. That has nothing to do with the price.
That means I trust all of them with my money and my cards around.
But you don't, because if something goes wrong, you instinctively assume
because you're stealing malice. Because you didn't let me know. You stole it. You took it without permission. That's stealing. Look up the definition of stealing. I don't give a fuck. Look at it. They stole it. Yes, read it to the people. They took it without permission. They stole it. Whether I trust them or not.
Dictionary.
Whether I trust them or not, they stole it.
We go into the OED.
Even if it was for an emergency, it's still theft because you didn't ask. What the fuck?
To take away dishonestly.
Right. They honestly ain't tell me that they was taking it for an emergency. Till
Yes,
I
but
asked
to
who stole
steal
it.
means to do so with dishonesty. So that means malicious intent. That's why I
Then you
said
say
if
not being honest is omission. So they are this. Yeah. I
didn't
remember
you say
our
that?
last
Didn't
conversation.
you say
No,
that
you said
wasn't the
the
case?
definition. You said the definition in
And
Oxford.
you said
No.
no. Omission
Huh.
is not a lie. That's what you said.
My bad.
See, she hooping and hollering.
I know you're not talking last night. Y'all should have heard her.
What I do yesterday? Also, out of context, that sounds wild.
Which wait.
I said you hooting and hollering, and you like last night. I should have heard her, girl.
You ain't let me finish the sentence. She was
out
singing.
Of context, it's kind of crazy.
She was singing. Nah. I'm clipping that because pause. Just name it pause.
Very much.
She was singing either Beyonce or Diana Ross. One of the two. She was hooting and hollering yesterday.
Oh, because I was
making noise. Wait, I think it was Loving You. Something like that.
No, that was you. Nah, yesterday, Shorty goes, loving you is easy because you're beautiful. do. And then went, scream. Shorty really said screech.
Because I can't hit that note. I wasn't even going to bother.
Shorty said screech. I don't want to fucking hear it, though.
Oh, shit. I'm dying.
That shit was mad funny. So, yes, I said to lie includes omission, but you said no, it doesn't.
But we're going off the definition right now.
but if I am saying, so what if there is an emergency and it's like, gotta move quick, like someone's got to go to the hospital, quick, grab money for a cab, and no time to process a thing, just trying to take action. I don't know, but your instinctive thought is theft. So you haven't really forgotten the moment where you felt robbed before, because your instinct was still to say theft. It wasn't to figure out, assess the situation, give the benefit of the doubt, the grace, and be like, hey, can someone explain to me what happened? That is when that's true forgiveness. Because if you, by your own definition, I trust.
But I didn't say I forget.
Again.
I never said I forget.
But you don't have to forget.
Because it's like it's a bias that you'll never. It's one of those. What is the word?
False. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Because if I truly forgive you for something, I truly trust that you won't do. It's not that I forget it in terms of I do not recall that occurred, but I do not hold that against you in the future. Like, I don't dangle that over your head as like because last time you did it, so I'm checking to see if you did it again. Like, I don't do that.
Well, I wouldn't go to the person. I would just be like, who stole my shit? I wouldn't even look at that person. It wouldn't be like who stole my shit? And look at the person that last stole, because that's not what's coming to my mind. What's in my mind at that moment is my money's missing. Nobody said anything. Now, it'd be different if it was like I come home, two out of three people's home, and I'm like, who stole my 20? And my siblings or my mom says, oh, so-and-so had to go to the hospital. I'll be like, oh, okay, they must have took it for a quick cab. I guess they'll give it back to me another time. But if it's just like everybody's there, nobody went anywhere, where's my money?
Right, but where is my money is not the same as who stole it. Where is it? It has a lot of implications. Like, it got something happened, but it's not the intent. The intent for you in that moment is not malice. But the accusation of who stole it is very much malice.
Got you.
So that's why I'm like, okay, so if we are truly forgiving a person, we are truly giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, with the assumption that malice is no longer in play when something is done. So we don't approach a situation like you did something wrong right out the gate. Or you're saying, no, I'm going to still not trust the situation, but I may trust the person. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah.
So your forgiveness only extends to the human, not for the act. Like you don't trust that they won't do the thing again necessarily, or like it won't be done to you. You may trust that that person that crossed you may not cross you in that same way again.
Right.
Messed up not buying a GTR. Oh my God. Please help him. Um, can you at all think of a situation where you have not forgiven someone?
Yes.
Were you unable to see the logic in what they did? Like what led you to decide no, you don't deserve my
It was
forgiveness?
premeditated. You knew what you was doing the whole time. Fucking loser. And whatever happens in your life happens in your life.
So if it's if it's malice or intentional intent, if there's intent, there's no forgiveness. So what happens? Does age factor into it at all?
You know, me and Zay was talking about this as adults. Like as an adult, if it happened as an adult, I really. But as an adult, I can understand being in a teenage mindset, doing some crazy shit like that. Like, I see now that that person was truly disturbed and they needed help. But as a kid, you're like, everything, before you understand the definitions and understanding using the word crazy to call somebody is actually a terrible thing.
Right.
It was just like, bitch, you're crazy. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why?
After she just said that's a terrible thing, she leans into the camera and repeats.
I'm repeating as a kid. I'm saying as a kid, I was saying.
You didn't offer that caveat. You didn't give us that context. Jesus. You just said as this is terrible kid, to do. But
as a kid, it was wild. And like, yes, I jokingly say I don't lie. Yes, I say little white lies or whatever.
As long as you know she jokes when she says.
It was like, you're making a whole fairy tale, bro. You're really trying to destroy motherfuckers' lives for no reason. Or for a reason. Because, as I said before, I was a menace. So, hey. But, you know.
Got you.
It was in retaliation. It wasn't like I started off on some I'm a bully you. You started. You're bullying people that I care about. So I'm gonna show you a bully. So
very tit for tat.
Yeah. I was a kid.
You're still tit for tat, but okay.
I guess. But yeah, like it was just like, and it was crazy because did we forget? I think we forgave her after the craziest shit she did. So to continue, it was just like, yeah, nah. We gave Shorty, like I'm sorry, I had to play it back because I'm like, no, we gave Shorty grace. We should have given her grace, but we gave her grace.
So is grace and forgiveness the same thing to you?
Well, I was already not trusted. Because like she was a friend of a friend, so I was very much like, oh, that's your people's, cool. We cool because we hang out with each other. But then after that, I was like, nah, I don't trust that bitch. Oh, but be nice because her family life, okay. She should be nicer too. We all have family lives. What is you talking about? Like, but we did, because at first I was sitting here like, wait, did we cut her off after that incident happened? No, we stopped talking to her for a little bit, and then we was like, you know what, let's try, and then it was just like, whoop, no, wrong, guilty, jail, like it was in
jail,
like, yeah, no,
straight to jail.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like what I'm getting is grace and forgiveness are the same thing to you.
Kind
Right.
of.
Right. Very much, Gino. Jax be having YB energy when she cussing. Yes, she does.
YB is
Yes, she does.
insane.
You
Um,
wanted him to say YN? Like,
I mean, I'll take that.
oh
YB
my
is crazy,
goodness.
crazy work. But
Fair. Fair.
um, yeah. But again, like that person is in the box, and
So
so I'm
it's
I just I forgive because it's like, people make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I can't expect you to be perfect if I'm not perfect.
yeah, but you have limits to your forgiveness, one. And two, it sounds like this person was already on the outs with you from the outset. Cause you were like, yeah, I don't really trust her no way, because friend of a friend.
No, I was
S-
cool with her, but she had did something. What the fuck? Oh, like when I first met her, she told me something about Zay, and I was like, "You sure?" And I'm very much don't please don't talk shit about my friends because I'm going to go straight to the source. I'm gonna be like, so I'm not gonna say who told me. I'm gonna be like, so I heard that you this and that. First I'm gonna go to one of their close friends and be like, so do you know that this person's saying this? And I'm like, not even now. I'm going straight to the person. So, do you do X, Y, and Z? Because I'm gonna give you a chance to be like, yeah, I do that, and I'm gonna be like, well, cool, you do that. Copy, I support it. But your homegirl telling people about it. I barely know the bitch from a hole in the wall, and she telling me your information. And she know we know each other since we was 9. Why is she telling me your business? And I ain't see you in like 3-4 years. Like, it's very much, y'all. It's very much like, who is this? Why is your friend telling me your information? That's crazy. If we're friends, do not. Yeah, no.
so by that logic, then, because I talked to you about our mutual friends, should I not be talking to you about our mutual friends? Should I just
If
only
I
talk to
did,
you
if
about
I
you?
didn't know you, like if you were telling me like, oh, like again, I didn't know about Cowboy and Woe when we first started being friends. Like you wasn't telling, like we wasn't talking about our mutual friends before that. But once I got to know them, then yes. But if I
Oh, you
don't,
mean talking negatively?
yes.
I
Like
thought
if
you meant
I
like, don't tell, why is she telling me your business? And I'm like,
no, it was
I
negative
just
shit.
told you about my friend's business because I was like, girl, this shit crazy.
It was negative shit, and you claim that you're that person's friend. Like you don't know
Ah,
me. I know them, but you don't know me. You don't know what kind of friend I am to them. That doesn't just because we've known each other
gotcha,
longer
gotcha, gotcha,
doesn't
gotcha,
mean
gotcha.
that you could. And even if it was true, shit, I support it. But it wasn't true. So I'm like, and again, you don't know, you didn't know me and Zay's relationship. So you could have told me that. And again, we're teenagers. Everything is word of mouth in the hood. So it's like, yo, remember that girl that we went to after school with? She like if I wasn't actually her friend. So it's like, why? From then I was like, yeah, I don't trust you.
Right.
I can't trust you
So,
because and you're lying. It'd be different if I'll be like, damn, she telling her business. But if she know, the hood know. But again,
yo,
like it's like you're lying on someone and you don't even know what kind of person I am. That's crazy.
so do you have to already trust the person to even, for them to even be considered for forgiveness?
Yeah, because if you're not in my immediate circle or my life, what there's no reason for me to forgive you. Like if you do me dirty, the fuck?
So I asked this question because, like, my brother and I were having a conversation about trust in general not so long ago, and like not even trust, but like forgiveness. And we were both realizing, yo, like we don't forgive. Now, in my case, I explained. It just so happens that I explained to Jax the three people I've never forgiven. But I feel like in those like for me to forgive you, you have to be able to undo or address, rectify the situation in some way.
Right.
That's one. Two, similarly to Jack's intent. What was the purpose in you doing the thing? And in all three cases, there is no other there is no other intent other than malice. Like you wished me harm. So why the fuck would I forgive you? And all of y'all was over 25 at the time
Fully
of
developed.
crossing me. And the first person crossed me. I was a child, a literal child. I wasn't even 15. I was a whole ass kid, and you stabbed me in the back in your whole ripe age of 60, 70, however the fuck old you was at the time. You was a full adult. And the second time, also I'm still a teenager. I think I think I had just turned like either 14 or 15. Again, you're a full ass adult because you got me by 30 years. And then the last time I was, I think I had just maybe turned 30. Maybe. No, I feel like I was still in my 20s. And you were whole ass full in your 30s, well into your 30s, and you did some fuck shit. So I'm like, y'all don't have the grace of you were a kid you didn't know. Y'all are all fully adults, and everything that y'all did was very intentional. Like it was your sole purpose to cause me harm. Maybe not the sole purpose, that might be dragging it, but definitely not trying to avoid harming me in the process. So for those three, and it's only three people, and I've lived a life. It's only three people that I've been like, nah. I no longer say you're dead to me, because for you to be dead, typically people mourn the dead. I'm very much just like, you don't exist. I don't know you. You are a stranger. If I were to see you in the street, I'm going to treat you like a stranger and keep fucking walking. Now, it just so happens that out of those three people, two of them are dead. But for me, I'm still very much like, you can't undo the thing. Like, you can't, now you really truly can't address it. I can let go of my anger about it, but my feelings to you they cannot change now because you're not here. So in that case, how do you address forgiveness if you feel it may be due when the person is no longer here? Because you can't go back to trusting them. They're not here to trust. So how do you navigate when the person's not here?
I don't know. Like in my mind, I forgive, but if I see that person in life, if I happen to come across that person, I might be in an orange jumpsuit.
So then you don't really forgive.
It would, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I told myself I forgive, but I know, like, there's a switch, and I pretty, it's one of, like, I'd be like, oh, I like snapped, and me saying this is probably wouldn't get me off of insanity or snapping, but it could literally just, a switch could flip, and me, like, freedom is the price that I have to pay. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I want to say I wouldn't, like, if they were deceased right now, I'm like, good.
So then you don't forgive.
Dig them up, light them up again.
Yo, again. That is not a sign of forgiveness. By your own definition of forgiveness, I can trust you again. I can trust that you won't do the thing to me. That does not sound like you can
that's
trust.
why I said in my mind, I've tried to forgive the situation.
So the fact that you got to add the caveat of tried means that you have not.
But I don't.
Fine.
My thing is, I don't know. Like, I told myself that I forgive for what happened. Right? But what I'm saying is, I haven't seen that person since. So actually, I did. Let me backtrack, because you are correct. I don't forgive. I did forgive them, and then it was revoked. So I had forgave them. But I was like, I need to get this anger and whatever out of my heart. And then when I found out that it also occurred to my sister, all bets was off. Like, it was like it went out the window. Like that's the thing. Like you are right. You are right. Because at first I was like, yeah, but then I forgot there was, yeah.
You did it. So that's part of it, though. You forgave for an act, trusted them to not do the act, and then they did it again. And in
But
their
they
mind,
had
well, I
did it
didn't do it to
again
you.
at the same time in the same time frame. I didn't know, but it was like, oh, it wasn't a one person situation thing. You did this to my younger sister as well. You deserve all levels of hell.
Yeah,
like
so
every
they
single
crossed you, and then they crossed your sister with the same
thing. And
behavior, action, whatever.
even if it wasn't my sister, if it was like like I found out it happened to another young lady, it's like, oh, this is a behavior. This is what you do.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you had forgiven them for the action, and then they committed the action again.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. And so that's why the trust went out the window, because it was like, yo, I gave you the trust to not do it again, and you did it again. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Part of your conditions for receiving forgiveness is that you don't do the thing. If I'm trusting you to not do it, you don't do it. Like I trusted my younger brother not to lie, and then he lied again. So now, okay, now you a liar. now I don't believe shit you say.
Crazy.
But I mean, you know what I mean? Like just an example, you know? So if we're talking about forgiving a person on the condition that they don't do it again, if a person has passed, they can't do it again. Can you forgive the person once they've passed? For me, part of my conditions of forgiveness is that we need to be able to have the conversation. I need to be able to speak to you and say my piece and hear your piece for forgiveness to even be a thing. So the fact that you've passed, I can't do that. So I did. Conditions can never be met now.
I didn't hear the piece. Like the person, again, it's probably gonna be terrible to say, but they claimed that the same thing happened to them when they was younger. They did it to me and my sister. The difference is that person and my sister has a 7-year gap. So you were a teenager. You knew right from wrong completely. In my case, we were only 2 years apart. So it was like, okay, whatever. You were a full almost 10 years older than them.
Chino says spirit box convo. Please.
You knew. And it wasn't like it was one time. So you could burn in every single level of hell that exists.
Like all the circles.
Like there's nothing you can say that will make me be like, oh, because again, I don't know the range, but we were both around you until you were about 20. So that's still, you still was in the realm of knowing better. So you cannot tell me anything. I'm sorry. You cannot.
Let me ask you a question.
There's nothing.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
No, I can't. The whole point of this is
the answer is no, but go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
The answer is no.
How old is a person when their brain is done developing?
That does.
No, just answer the question. Just answer the question.
26.
26. So I'm going to ask again. Does the age matter? Now, let me give you a different scenario because I know that one. Let me give you a different scenario. We're out with my nieces. My 8-year-old niece kicks you in the leg. She kicks you right in your knee, right? Kicks you. I don't know why she kicks you. She kicks you. Do you hold it against the 8-year-old?
No.
Why not?
They're 8.
What that mean?
They're a kid.
Do you think she knows not to put her hands on people?
She knows, but
so why don't you hold it against her?
She's literally a child.
You just said you knew right from wrong. So she knows right from wrong in that regard. She knows not to kick people. She kicks you anyway. Why don't you apply the same rule to her?
Because she's 8.
There's another. It's what does 8 have to do with it? You just said you knew right from wrong.
But
That's what you just said.
But children choose. They choose to do whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly. That's malice. That would argue that's worse. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew she meant to kick you.
There's different levels of like development. Like there's different stages. Like I'm like if a 12-year-old kicked me, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a little too big.
Would you forgive the 12-year-old?
No, because I had a 12-year-old throw a marker at me, and I was like, no. And I brought her swiftly to my manager. I'm gonna just say it that way. But yeah, no.
But okay, so the 12-year-old throws the marker at you at 12, knowing they shouldn't throw things.
Yeah, because what is wrong with you? Now, granted, she was upset. She was upset because I was leaving.
15 years later, they see you.
Oh.
Do you still hold them accountable for the marker?
You're a kid.
Why do you keep changing the condition?
Because why am I holding that against? Why 20 years later I'm holding that against a kid?
Because you just said you know right from wrong
for throwing a marker.
So then I gave you two. You didn't
injure my life.
Okay, my 8-year-old niece kicks you in the knee, and now you need surgery, and they like,
oh yeah,
now no knee, now you in a wheelchair forever.
It's clipped.
You just said she's a kid. She don't fucking know.
It depends on the impact. If I lose my capability of walking, I'm going to snap. I'm probably not going to be alive much longer, but I'm going to snap. No, everybody in my family knows. If they tell me if they have to remove a limb, pull the plug. Don't. I'm not staying here.
Do not ever tell me you don't understand when Zay be like, it is a privilege to walk. And you like, what you mean it's a privilege? You see her lying? I'm not. As she just put it literally on air.
I'm saying like that is like I know that I wouldn't be like that. I couldn't forgive because I've had knee surgeries. So when I have my knee surgeries, I am in a severe depression. So if it's like that gift is taken away from me, I can't forgive that shit.
So okay, so then that's what I'm saying. So then it has nothing to do. It's not about age. It is partially intent, but the biggest point for you is the impact. Because before you were like, oh, well, you're young, so you don't know. But then you gave us a scenario where someone was also young, and you were like, but they knew. And then I gave you two more scenarios where they're young and they know, but you're still like, but they're a kid. Okay, so it's not young.
But 8 is literally like
no. It's the impact. That's what matters most to you when it comes to forgiveness. How big of an impact did you make with the thing that you did to me? If it was an egregious impact, likely not going to forgive. If it was my new impact, I might be able to forgive that because I can get past that because I'm not still living with the consequences of those actions.
Right.
But that's not something that was not a parameter you gave before. That's why I challenged your parameters because I'm like,
yeah, but who is mad at an 8-year-old for life?
You just
that's crazy.
If my niece kicked you in the leg and put you in a wheelchair, I don't see you forgiving her. I don't see you being like she was only 8. I see you still being salty 10, 15, 20 years later.
100 years later.
Because the impact. You're still in that chair.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So where you're like, who would be mad at an 8-year-old? It depends on how far that shit went. Right. What was it? Wasn't it an 8-year-old that had like suplexed a little girl and killed her? Do you forgive that little 8-year-old boy because he was just copying the wrestler? Or do you still hold him?
Oh my God.
Remember? I don't know if that
would be devastating.
He was copying the moves that he saw on wrestling, suplexed his sister, and then killed his sister.
Broke her neck and everything.
Yep. Do you forgive that kid because he was a kid and he don't know? Or that impact is so great, that little girl not coming back. Do you hold it against him forever?
As a parent, I don't know. As a parent, because it's like it's not really your child's fault because you let your child watch wrestling. Because you could tell them till you blue in the face, don't do this. This is, but children gonna do what they gonna want, what they want to do. Because they
So
don't
that's
have
why
they
I'm
don't
like,
have that discernment. It don't connect. At 8 years old, you're like, you saying this isn't dangerous, but I see, like, for me, in my hood, like the teenagers would literally have wrestling matches, like
yeah.
like WWF. And it was like, oh, they're doing it on concrete and rubber floors, and they're alive.
Ooh.
So
Gino just posed a good question. Gino said there was a little girl that had a mini Uzi in her hand and accidentally took out the instructor because it was too much for her to handle. So do you hold the grudge against her?
no, because why the fuck would you give a little girl a Uzi? You deserved what happened.
Girl,
That
we
doesn't
do not
make sense.
think anyone deserves
No,
to die.
I don't think that, but I'm saying, like, as a grown adult with a regular handgun that shoots one bullet at a time, okay? That kickback is crazy. You would give a little girl a loaded Uzi? That doesn't, like, what did you expect to happen? That's the question. I'm not saying the person deserved to pass away. That was one of the consequences that could happen from that.
Yeah, true.
It was either that happened or she dropped it and it misfired and took her out.
And then the parents would sue the instructor.
Right. Or she would have went to try to shoot it. The kickback, fallback, shoots everyone that's behind her. Like, there are so many scenarios that just doesn't make sense.
Because there are kids that go to gun ranges.
Yes.
But there are also kids that are very good with a firearm.
I'm not giving someone a semi-auto or a fully auto gun. I'm not doing that. Not a child. I barely want to give them to adults. Remember when we went to the gun range and I was like, do people happen to off themselves in these things? Or like, how is this controlled? Because everyone just has a weapon. We're all in this one room. What's stopping them from taking us all out? Like, that's a crazy, like, I know people that go to gun ranges don't think about that, but it's like, that is very much my intrusive thought. I just purchased firearms and I'm in a room with a full of people. This could turn into that scene of MW2 in the story mode when they was in terminal. Like, come off the elevator.
Story mode and remember which one.
Because that story mode was so good.
Such a crackhead.
I'm sorry, MW2 and Black Ops. Those story modes were chef. Even 2. Black Ops 2 was good. Those 3 story mode, top notch. I don't think any shooting game could even compare. Probably Killzone was good, but I didn't play it. But I know it in and out. You know what? I'm about to stream that. I'm about to play the whole story mode. Anyways,
I'm about
back on track.
You about to make me go back and play story mode.
Back on track. But yeah, like in that situation, that's very unfortunate for the instructor. But
yeah,
I don't think that was a good idea.
So part of your conditions then is not only intent. It sounds like impact trumps intent.
Yeah.
Because intent still matters no matter how old the person is, it sounds like. But it sounds like you have more grace if the impact was minimal. Because you're like, oh, but you should know better. Like, you're a teenager, you should know better. I will give you a scenario. Literally last week, we were doing a lab in chemistry class. We just had hot plates. We had mitts for the kids because we were like, don't touch the hot plate. And what does a child do? I wanted to touch the plate. I just wanted to touch the plate. This kid is 15. I wanted to touch the plate. That is his thinking.
So I would say that child is a COVID educated child. Like, that development, I'm not, what I'm saying is, compared to the average, I guess, millennial, they're like the in-between.
What are you saying?
Because they're literal. It exists.
I thought it was millennial and Gen Z.
No, there's a
and now
zillennial
Gen
where it's
Alpha.
like they're like the babies that was born in 97, 98, which is they're in between. Even though they're Gen Z, they call them, they put them together. Anyways,
let me see.
They didn't get educated remotely. So imagine being 10 and you're home all day. I don't know like how a lot of parents teach their children, but like it was very much known, like when things are hot, don't touch it. Like I burnt myself at 6 years old, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna touch nothing hot again. Like, I don't know. That's weird. 15-year-old touching a hot plate.
Yeah,
that's rough.
So now he touched the hot plate with the mitt, and then went to touch a classmate because he wanted to see how hot it was. He wanted to see, like, did the heat transfer to the mitt well? And if so, let me go touch my classmate to see just how hot it is. I don't want to burn myself. So now my question is, as the teacher, do I be like, no, never trusting you to do a lab ever again for the rest of your high school career?
No, but you're definitely going to sit next to me. I'm not going to let you out in the wild. I'm going to be in your vicinity because you're clearly dangerous. You're dangerous. You're dead ass dangerous.
So now we're getting somewhere. Now forgiveness stems into danger to yourself or others. If you're a danger to yourself or others, then I hold it against you for longer. I can't forgive you.
Well, I'm thinking it as in a teacher standpoint because I'm like, you're not gonna have me talking to somebody's parent like, what the fuck? Like, he burnt someone one time, you're gonna let his ass burn somebody else? No, you're gonna sit right. It's more for me. I don't give a shit. It's more for me and my job. I'm gonna make sure that my job is to make sure the kids are educated and safe. If you're burning people because you don't want to test if it's hot on yourself, so you know it's hot, you know it's dangerous. So because you know you're going to injure yourself, you rather injure somebody else. That is you fully understand what you're doing. There isn't a level of you don't understand. You touched it with the mitten because you know it's hot. So you knew not to even try to touch it with your hand. You knew the mitten was hot because you can feel the heat. If you wear an oven mitt, you take stuff out the oven, well, the cloth ones, she got money. But if you wear the cloth ones, you can feel the heat when you're holding the rack. You know it's hot. So if you touch someone with that fucking mitt, they're going to feel the heat. So you knew what you were. It wasn't that you didn't know. You wanted to see how hot it was. You just said that because you thought that was a plausible way to get out of it. Your intent was to fully burn someone because you knew it would burn you. Because if you wanted to see if it was hot, you would have just touched yourself with the mitt and be like, that shit really hot. And then we would have looked at you like, are you dumb? And then moved on. But you decided to do it to someone else. You knew the process of what you was doing. So there is no, I need to forgive you. You need to sit next to me so you don't injure somebody else. Because you knew the process.
So now the fact that the kid is a kid, he's 15.
But yes.
Does it? You keep flip-flopping.
He's a kid. Yes, go ahead. He's a kid. Finish.
Do disorders play a role at all? Does it matter that he's a kid with ADHD? I'm
trying to see how I can answer this gracefully. Give me a second.
Because take your time and understand, like, I'm trying to help both of us get to a concrete common understanding of what forgiveness looks like and what are the concrete parameters of forgiveness. So it's either it looks very different to everyone and the parameters change for every single one, or we can at least have some baseline agreed upon data. Because in my mind,
go ahead, finish.
I was just gonna say, in my mind, it's always been intent. I didn't think about impact. You just said it, so now it's intent. It's impact, and it's also where are you in the developmental stage? Like, if you're a kid, I understand if you do something egregious, but my capacity to forgive you is greater if you're younger than it is if you're older. Like, if you're a grown ass, if you are 26 plus, on site, never forgiving you, kiss my ass. Right. If you're younger than 26, there's a possibility, but it will definitely need to be like like we need to have. I need to be able to say my piece. I need to be able to hear from you what the fuck was going on, because I need to be able to trust that we can come up with a plan for the future for it to not occur again. Those have always been my parameters. Um, but I understand that there are certain cases, where that ain't the because let an 8-year-old suplex my niece and she not here no more. It's on site. Like I understand that there are certain situations that will call for a change in how you move, but I'm thinking about just in general, overall, outside of the outliers, can we come up with something that is concrete in terms of what it looks like and what conditions need to be met? So now you just said he's 15, he knew better. Okay. Now he's 15 with ADHD. Does he still know better? Can he
Yes.
control it? Okay.
Now, this is what I'm gonna say. It depends. I'm trying to say this is. It depends on the parenting style. That's one aspect of it for me.
Okay.
And then it also depends on the level of which your mental development or lack of mental awareness. Like if you're on the spectrum of, I don't know the politically correct way to say this, but if your IQ is at a certain level because of birth defects or whatever the case, I can't necessarily hold you accountable for that. And again, ADHD is not in the realm of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, Anyways, I don't know the politically correct way to say it, so I'm not going to say the word because I don't know. But if your development is stopped at like 7,
So if you were intellectually underdeveloped or
there you go. There, yeah.
If you have an intellectual disability, a learning disability potentially. I said potentially.
But say I don't know that far. I don't know if I want to go that far as learning disability, but
because if you have that's why I said potentially, because if you have a learning disability, then part of it is your ability to process and comprehend. So if you are developmentally stunted and
we can do that,
experiencing some challenges with being able to learn,
right,
it may prove to be more difficult for you to learn social constructs.
Right. So for those children and adults, because they eventually grow up,
there are, yep.
I can't put them at fault because it's not their fault. Literally, genetics was against them. Like, sadly, everything didn't process as it was supposed to. That's it's just a sad fact of life. Those children and adults, I can't control. I can't say I have to hold them accountable.
Right.
Because they usually respond. It may be rash to us, but that is how they know how to respond. No matter how much you try to teach them and explain, that's their version, right? And on the other hand, they kids with ADHD, ADD, stuff like that. For me, it depends on the parent, because even though I'm going to use autism as an example, but there's some kids that are autistic, and like they treat their parent like a ragamuffin, right? Ragdoll. And it's like, whoa. But then there's other parents that's like, yes, I understand you're autistic, I understand you have these things, but I'm going to teach you and let you know that this is wrong, because then they'll respond a different way. They're not going to do, sometimes the lash out. Like, to me, it depends on how your parent is going to, how your parent raises you. Now, obviously, no matter how much your parent, if you are developmentally stunted, no matter how much your parent tries, they can't fix that. But there's some parents that's like, oh, they let their disability be a crutch. Like this one, like just for example, like this one girl on TikTok, she had me dead, but she's completely right. She's like, being disabled in New York don't mean nothing, because disabled people from New York is going to make it happen. Like, she was explaining, like, this lady didn't have a leg or whatever, and she was like, she needs to get on a train. She held that crutch and hopped her ass that she going to get to her destination. The escalators wasn't working, and she made, like, sometimes your environment will force you to not trap yourself in that bubble of being disabled. Whatever the disability that you have to do it, or you're just going to be
Rant
like,
over.
yeah, I was gonna say like a potato, but I don't mean it in that sense. But it's like if you give in to your disability, it's like, oh, I'm just
cannot equate or put potato and disability in
I
the same
know,
sentence.
yeah, that sounds terrible, but I'm saying like, oh, how do I explain it? I'm disabled. Just to give you like, I have a disability as well. So let's say
I don't see it. You don't look this.
Because I'm standing still. If I was walking on a stream, you'd be like, why's she hippity hopping over there? The point is, if I let my disability take over, I would very much put myself in a box like, oh, I can't. Now, there's things that I literally cannot do no matter how much I fucking try because of my disability. But it's like, I'm going to make it work. Like when I had my first surgery, my mom we didn't have a car. So I was very much getting on the bus and train with crutches, having to be on the bus and train holding a pole, standing there on one leg, trying not to bust my ass, because even though there's disabled and elderly seats, people looking at you or reading their book so they don't look like a terrible human being for not getting up for you. Like as someone who's to say, even if I've had when I used to work retail, and I would be standing all fucking day. If a pregnant woman ever got on a train or a bus, or a older brown person, I'm gonna be very specific, but or an older person got on a train or bus, I would get up and give them my seat. Like if none of the grown ass healthy men got up, I would get up and give them my seat because I know how it felt being someone standing on one leg trying to figure it out. So I'm just saying it depends on your environment and the level of which you are disabled.
Interesting. The only part I would like add is because you were like, oh, your parent could teach you, or if they don't teach you. And I'm like, sometimes your disorder or disability is so debilitating that there is no amount of teaching that can help you navigate.
That's what I said.
In
I
a
said
way
it
that
depends on the
society
level
accepts.
of depending on your disability. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
I
how
put them in a
I was
bracket and
just
then
making it succinct. That's all. I was just
oh
um so okay, so thus far we have come to the agreement that your disorder and or disability can also impact the way in which you are forgiven, if at all.
yeah.
Because in that kid's case, you are a kid. Yes, you should know right from wrong. Yes, that was malice intent, but you're 15. So was it like, how malice was it really? Versus I'm curious. Versus like I think I'm playing around with friends. Versus I also have ADHD, which one of the markers of ADHD is difficulty with impulse control.
Again, I don't know. Not to say that
No, I'm just
I
saying. And again, this is a generic.
but that's what I'm
It's not
saying.
like,
I'm
oh, this.
saying as someone who was 15, took chemistry class, when my chemistry teacher was like, "We're using the Bunsen burners, mixing these chemicals. Be very careful because you could damage the glass and then burn yourself." And again, I am apparently late diagnosed ADHD, but that means I could have had it when I was a child. And I wasn't like, oh, let's test if this glass will explode and potentially blind and burn us. Like,
But
that's why
that's
I'm
what
just
I'm
like,
saying. You're not that far on it. Like how I'm not that far on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum, yes, but I am not nonverbal. I am not as far on the spectrum as it actually extends. I'm on there, and there are moments where I move a little further and then I slide on back. I'm on a sliding scale. You also are on a sliding scale because I know we have both seen students that have ADHD and require medication. Not like, oh, suggest it. Like, no, you need it to function. We have seen those kids and we have been like, they don't sit, they are always moving. They'll just get up and start walking around the room because they just have to be. And in those cases, that is the type of kid, depending on their curiosity, depending on the type of friendships they got, depending on what they think is funny, that kind of kid would be like, ha ha, it'll be so funny to touch this hot thing with this mitt and then go touch you. Because in my head, if it didn't burn me in the mitt, it shouldn't burn you. It'll just be hot. And you might go, but I won't burn you. That could be how fast. And remember, you got ADHD. Your processing is like, and these are all different thoughts. They're not the same thought. You have 11 tabs open. So that's why I'm like, in that case, then, in cases like that, then it does matter your disorder. It does matter the severity. And that may give you more grace than someone not. So in that case, in this fake kid's case, right? 15-year-old boy with ADHD gets a little bit more grace than 15-year-old boy without. 15-year-old girl gets more grace than 15-year-old boy. Typically, we've seen, you know what I mean? There are lots of factors. We've seen in a school system where Black kids get called aggressive for the same behavior that the white kids get called just excitable. It's the same, y'all doing the same shit. So white kids get more grace than Black kids. Should that be the case? Obviously not. But to your point about like these unconscious biases, that might be one of them.
Yeah.
You might have more grace for people that look like you than for people that don't. When they like, it doesn't matter that every white person hasn't put hands on you. We know the history of white people in this country. Typically, it's very violent. Every war has been a white person at the helm, right? So for Black people, we may have less grace, be it conscious or unconscious, for a white person who has done a violent offense, a violent transgression, because y'all keep doing it as a you know what I mean? And that's why I'm like, so the forgiveness factor, yes, it changes person to person, but in general, it seems like we are in agreement. It depends on the intent behind what you did. It depends on the impact of what you did. And it depends on, if applicable, the severity of your disability and or disorder. It definitely depends on your development.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. We've at least
that
we've gotten someplace.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, and now I'm about to ask you a different question. We see, okay, we've come up with these parameters for forgiving other people. There have been times where we kick our own selves. Do we apply that same level of grace and forgiveness to ourselves?
Depends. It depends on the situation. Like there's definitely times in my life that I've done something and it was like my intent was to hurt that person's feelings. And it's like, you were too grown at the time to be doing no shit like that. But it was also like my feelings was valid. And it was also like, but also was that extreme? Could you have handled that differently? And it's like, I could have. And then I'm like, I should forgive myself for that. Because the person's forgiving me. But it's like, no, that was dead ass wrong. There's like 3 things in my life where I'm like, no, I was absolutely wrong. The person has forgiven me. But I'm still like, that was dead ass wrong.
So it sounds like you are quicker to forgive other people than you are to forgive yourself.
Depending on the situation. Sometimes I'm like, it happened. Hey.
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh, wow. I don't even be like that.
She does that to me often. She'd be like, well, what are you going to do?
I do not. She's dragging it.
I was mad. Had to make you mad.
I'm not gonna like if people ask, if someone says, oh, why did you do that? I'm not gonna just be like, oh, cause I'm going to tell you exactly why I did some ass shit to you. But are you gonna accept it? Like, my thing is, if you're not gonna forgive me, I'm very much, if you're not gonna forgive me, then we don't have to be friends. Like, I don't like when people say, oh, I forgive you, but then bring it up over and over again. Because it's like, yes, I know I did that. I know. We both know. He was there. Are you going to keep bringing it up? Because then that's going to piss me off, and I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to double it. I'm gonna double it now.
Yo!
And do you want to forgive me after the double, or you want to forgive me for the first one? You want a double, or you want a single?
Yo.
What the fuck do you want?
What is she do? Why is she like this?
I'm not, because it's like
You are. I just heard you. What do you mean?
I'm not.
You just said, so here's what I'm gonna do. Why would you do? I won't. What? not trying to gaslight us in 4K.
I won't because I am in therapy now, and I'll go to my therapist and I'll be like, I wanted to, or I'll say, if this occurs, this is what I'm going to do, and she goes, no, let's not do that. We don't want to bring that out. Because I very much be like, because motherfuckers don't know. I'm really about, and then she's like,
right, Gino.
No, we don't.
Master gaslighter indeed.
Hey, I learned from the best.
No, but I will say, it also depends on what it is you feel. I won't say youth. Well, yeah, I guess it also depends on your perspective. Because, like, for example, like in our case, you were very much like, damn, nah, I was wilding. And I was like that. And you was just like, yeah, I was wilding. And, my bad. And we were able to have a very real conversation about it to be able to move past it. But I think there are certain cases where people don't get that opportunity to have that conversation. Like me personally, I had a friend who I had in my mind, I'm like, girl, I let you move into my house rent free. I tried to help you with me, my sister, my brother, we trying to help you with your medical situation. And then you randomly just decide, well, now the one thing I said I would help with, I'm not going to help. And then I'm going to tell people that you were terrible to me after. So in that case, I'm like, you're not even giving us the respect of a conversation to be able to build off of, move past. And now she's not even here anymore for us to ever have that conversation. But I'm like, this ain't the first time you've taken your perspective on a situation and run with that narrative and not had the conversation. I think it's easier for me to move to forgive myself if I'm like, you won't even have the conversation with me. That tells me on some level you feel like you was wrong and you might have deserved it, so I can forgive me. That's how that works for me. Like, if you won't even talk to me about it, you feel ashamed. And so I now feel more justified and vindicated. So now I forgive myself.
But some people, I mean, yeah, you could be right. But some people just, I don't know. I think some people just feel embarrassed about taking accountability for what they did. Like, for example, when me and Michelle fell out years ago, we was like, what? I was 18, she was 17. She was still in a senior. I had graduated already.
Damn.
I didn't even say the year which it occurred. I just said how old we were. She's dragging it. Anyways, I feel like I can tell the story now because it's been years later. So, essentially, I've told everyone this when I was younger because I realized that I don't pay attention to people when I'm playing the game. Really don't. And I say, if I'm on the game and you call me, if you're going to tell me something important, let me know so I can stop playing and listen to what you're telling me. Fair. So I'm on the game with Chrisley and I'm on the phone with Michelle as well. So I have my Bluetooth in and then I have my Bluetooth headphones in. And she's telling me a situation with her and her ex-boyfriend. And she's married now. So her new man. Anyways. Yay! About her ex-boyfriend. Now, granted, I had told her I'm on the game with Chrisley. I'm in chat as well. So she didn't tell me the full details of what had occurred. So I'm on the game with Chrisley. We're laughing. We're like, ooh, so-and-so came to your house. They met your mother. He spent the night. Okay. So we just joking about that. So the next day, she's talking to Chrisley, or a couple days later, she's talking to Chrisley. And Chrisley makes a joke like, oh, so I heard he got to spend the night. XYZ happened. And Michelle comes to me and was like, you can't, you always telling somebody's business. Why would you tell her my business? I'm like, I didn't tell her anything. I told her the same thing you was telling me on the phone because I asked you if it was okay if I stayed unmuted. She was like, no, you told her. I said, and then because I really didn't tell her anything. Like, she put two and two together. And so I responded very nastily. Not gonna lie. I was like, you're just mad. I said something that was really bad. I was just like, I essentially called her
The
dumb.
moment you start with "you're just mad because," you went to hell. Like
I did.
She was low, and you was like, "I'm going to all nine
all
circles
all
of
the way
Dante's
down,
Inferno,"
and it was uncalled for. And I was like, "You're just mad." I essentially called her dumb. I did. Like, I really was like, "You're dumb. That's why that happened. Fuck you, whatever." And then to add insult to injury, I was like, "Don't nobody talk to her. Fuck that." And literally everyone at Cahoe. So and then years later, I'm gonna say maybe a year or two later, maybe even 3 years later, I called her and I was like, "Can we hang out so I can apologize to you in person?" Because I really like it took years for me to realize like, okay, I violated, but it was very much because at first, the first time I apologized, it was very much, well, had you not said nothing, I wouldn't have did this. Like, it was like I didn't take accountability for anything. This time I was like, listen, this is what I did. I shouldn't have did this. I maybe should have explained myself because there was miscommunication on both sides, and I do apologize. And I don't want you to feel like X, Y, and Z. Now, the reason why everything happened like that is because I didn't, and I'm not making myself bigger than I am when I say this, but like, everyone knew not to mess with Michelle because I was still in school. Like, anyone that bothered her, it was like, okay, so now it's me. Now you got to deal with me because you fucked with her. But once I left, I didn't know motherfuckers was picking on her and bullying her because I wasn't in the building no more. So it was just like a lot going on between the both of us. And it was just very much like, I was like, yo, I went straight to hell for no reason. It was miscommunication on both part, and I shouldn't have did that. And then we slowly rebonded. But yeah, it's one of those people don't want to take accountability for what they do.
Basically, don't fuck with cats, but don't fuck with Michelle. Got it. Got it. Quick question. Did you forgive yourself or her first? Who did you forgive first?
I forgave her. It took me a while to forgive. Even though we started hanging out again, I was just like replaying everything that happened. I was like, this was so corny of me because like I didn't go to her high school graduation, like because we wasn't talking. It was yo, and like every day I'm like, this is the wackest shit that like and she was there for mine, and it was like I was like, that shit is corny, bro.
Damn.
On some miscommunication.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and because I'm very yeah, it was corny. It was corny.
I feel like I'm very much the opposite, where if I feel like I did something wrong, I don't think I forgive. Like, I feel like I give other people more grace than I give myself. Like, I take accountability, but I take it so much so it's to my detriment. Because then I'll start taking on everything is my fault. You wouldn't have done this if I didn't do that. Like, now it's all my fault, and I'm the worst human ever, and I'm literally kicking myself um while I'm down. And then if I try to so much as get up a little bit, I knock myself back down. Like, I'm very hard on myself. Um, like the other day, it was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm very routine. So if my routine gets thrown off even a little, I am now frazzled, frustrated, flustered. Like, everything feels like it's going wrong and I can't get myself together. In a moment of like, I was running late for work. I was trying to trying to figure out if I can have breakfast. I was running out the door. I'm like, did I even turn off the stove? I don't remember. 50 million things going through my head. I get on my bus and I go to like twirl my ring and it's not there. And my heart dropped. And it was to the point where I was like, I'm ready to get off this bus, be late. I'm about to call out because I left my ring. And my because that's how bad it gets for me. Like I'm texting him and I'm like, babe, I'm so like I can't believe like I was fucking devastated. Like I was on the brink of tears. And he's like, babe, it's okay. He's like, it's fine. It's all right. It's all right. You know the ring's safe at home. You okay? It's okay. And I literally that same day I put in like a reminder on my phone. So I usually do to remind me because I'm like I will never do that. And I still have not forgiven myself. Like I still haven't forgiven myself. And it did not help that like a week or so ago he was going out and he was like, oh, I was heading out. I had to head back home because I forgot my ring. And I'm like, because I'm the worst person ever. I should have gone home. I should have. Now, granted, it's a weekend for him, so he's like, I'm just going to get something to eat. I have the time, the space to go back home.
Right.
And he recognizes that and I'm still like, I'm the worst human ever. I won't forgive myself until he forgets his ring. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm just human. But until then, I'm the worst human because he didn't forget his ring. Like, that's how my brain works. So to this day, babe, I have not forgiven myself. I will not forgive myself. Like literally, he told me that he texted me, he loved me. Um, and I guess I didn't register it. I sent him paragraphs of I love you because I just started kicking myself. Like I don't forgive me. I can forgive somebody else, but I rarely, if ever, forgive me. The only time I give myself grace is if I'm like, if you don't come to me and say your piece, that's only in cases where I don't even think I did anything wrong. Like if I don't know I did something, then I forgive myself immediately because I didn't even know I did something. But if I perceive that I made a mistake and I caused harm or I did something wrong, I don't forgive myself. And it's not like it takes time. It's like it does not come. It does not come until someone else does something on the same level as me so that I could feel like, okay, now it's a human error. It happens to everybody. Because up until then, I will feel like I am a terrible person and I should not be here. I should poof. I should go sit in the corner and think about what I did for the rest of my life. Like that's how my brain works, which is why I work so hard to try to not cause harm because I know if I think I hurt somebody, I'm not. I don't forgive me. Like even with Calba, like because I see her in chat right now. Like yeah, I remember you told me that the way I talked to her was crazy. I was in tears because I was like, oh my God, I'm a terrible human. I'm the worst sister. Like it was, and she was like, and then she had to be like, sis. She was like, I didn't even say that to you. Like I didn't say none of that. That was someone else's perception. We know what and it would be like weeks on end of me being like, I'm a terrible sister. I wish I wasn't autistic. Like I felt so bad. Like I was like, I wish I could just take the autism out of my brain. I don't know how. And I was like, maybe if I just stay away from you. She was like, do you hear yourself? Like I was literally.
Oh no.
For context, I can fight. I was beating my own ass mentally.
That was not my intent. Oh my God.
It took years. And Calba could tell you, it took years for me to get to the point where I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. I could talk. My sister. And she was like, babes, I understand you. She was like, you call me your translator for a reason. It's okay. And I was just like, it's not. Like I don't forgive myself. Ever.
My Jesus.
Ever.
That wasn't my intent, my Lord.
If I feel like I did something, yay! Shout out to the subscriber. I can't see it because I'm on this other thing. Who did that? Oh, yeah! Shout out to Jax for subscribing to us. But yeah, it was bad. It was very much. It was.
That really, and I didn't even go to her no crazy shit. I was just like, yo.
She was like, "Yeah, the way you talk to your sister, I could never be me." And I was just like, "I'm a terrible human." And I immediately went into, "I'm a terrible human." And I
And
remember
I
asking, I was like,
said it so
what
gracefully.
do
I
I
wasn't
say?"
even like, "Oh, you
And
da
she
da."
was like, "It's your tone, the way you talk to her. It's literally how you talk to her." And then she brought up on Calba's birthday, I was having a meltdown about something. I don't even remember what. And I didn't perceive it, but it was perceived by others as if I was like this total bitch to my sister. And I was like, I'm the worst. Like, never invite me to your birthday. I just shouldn't be there. And now it's to the point where I feel comfortable being like, I've
My
always been
Jesus.
comfortable just telling her like my thoughts, and like she'll help me through it when I'm like, this, I know this thought conflicts with societal expectations. How do I navigate that? I need help. But then when I talk to other people, be like, yes, I was talking to my sister about that. And they be like, you said that? Then I go back to feeling like I am a terrible human and I do not deserve food. Like,
People say, "You said that?" That's crazy.
yeah. Like the last, it was literally, I think it was her last birthday when I was like, there's no part of me that wants to make a candle. Like, what do I do? Like, I know I need to be there, but like, well, how do I navigate this? And she was like, it's fine. Like, it's not. And then you and Zay were like, no, you don't say that. You just, and I was like,
Because honestly, I've never like I've heard people say that like, "Oh, I really don't want to do this shit," but you say it to other people. I've never heard no one be like, "Yeah, tell the person, yeah, I dead don't like this shit. I want to do this shit," and it's like, it's their birthday. It's nobody likes to do
and
half
I'm
the
so
shit.
accustomed because to be fair, like I'm so Calba's always like, no, just keep it a buck with me. Talk to me and we'll talk through it. We'll figure it out. So I'm accustomed to just being like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do. And then she'll be like, okay, what if we do this, that, and like she'll help me she's really good at helping me unpack of like what it is I don't like, and then helping me come up with the solution to push forward. Because if I don't do anything, I don't like. If I always avoid everything I dislike, I won't ever do. I will never leave the house.
Right.
And I distinctly remember Calba being very concerned with like the COVID. She was like, "You now they've made being in the house normal to you. You think you don't have to go outside." Like, so I have just like since she's been in my life, I've always been like, "Hey, here are my actual thoughts. I know what society wants me to do. I don't want to do that. How do I push forward?" And she's since then she's been like I've called her my human translator since like she's been my A1 day one. Like I was like, I can say my real thoughts to her. And yeah. So shout out to Jax for making me hate myself.
I'm crying.
Love
No,
that for
because
me.
I word vomit. I don't give a shit. And that's the thing.
So yeah.
It's the same thing because I'll tell her, yeah, this is what she be like. You said what? You said that? I'm like,
And this is why I'm like ADHD. You a little sprinkle of me and a little sprinkle of ADHD in there. That's
I'm
what I'm
like,
like.
am
Oh,
I
we
not
same
supposed
same.
to say that? Like I
We
said it
same same but
kindly.
different.
I didn't say it rudely. I was just like, yeah.
Calba said, like I said, twins.
Nah, I'm weak.
Because we clock each other. But yeah, so
Listen,
that's where that came from. But yes, to that point, no, I do not forgive myself.
you
With
should.
nearly the same amount of grace I forgive others.
You
Because I
should.
feel like, at least in my case, like my intention is never to cause harm. I care about every human, every living being, even the people that did me dirty. It's still you okay. You just live life over there. So when I'm told that I have caused harm, then I feel really bad because I don't believe in that. Like I don't believe in hurting someone,
Right.
especially not on purpose. It doesn't matter if you did something to me. My reaction is always, all right, just cut you off. Okay, now you're a stranger to me. Now I don't even know you, but not to do something back in retaliation. So that's why I go that hard
Adult
against
me
myself.
tries not to retaliate.
You've been doing really well. You do
I
really
have
well
been.
because you
I really
you
have.
definitely take the stop. Like I mean, I cut ass occasionally because it's mad funny, but I definitely do see the growth. I definitely do see where you'll try to take a pause. You'll try to like give yourself that moment to like assess the situation for real before you actually respond. Like it's even when it comes to like when you'll be like, yo, this is the email I'm trying to send. And sometimes you skip us and you go straight for the jugular and you be like, it is what it is.
Yo, I go straight
But
to this is what I sent.
right. Calvin said if someone you know, if someone who knows you realizes how hard you are on yourself, how would they let you know that you caused harm if they know you're gonna take it that harshly against yourself? Um,
Ooh.
I mean, they don't have to like if it's something that I oftentimes a fun thing about autism is that I like to replay interactions in my head often, looking for ways in which I might have been
That'll
a
be
dickhead.
froze.
Oh, I see us moving. I see her doing this on stream. Um, but in that, I just said that in those situations, in many situations, in most interactions, I replay the interaction in my head. It is why my memory about what someone said to me is so like because I've played it in my head 7 times to see if I was a dickhead and maybe didn't realize I was a dick. Um, but it you'll never you only people only know I'm this hard on myself because I just said so. You'll never see that for the most part. Like you'll see it when it first hits me and then it you don't see it again. Um because like I'm still kicking myself for how I talked to my sister on her birthday that one time at band camp at the Airbnb in Queens. But you don't see that. Like you don't see that ever. So I feel like you see it in the moment, like damn. But eventually, I will still be hard on myself, but you won't see it. And then to not tell me about it is a disservice to both you and me because then you have to then walk around with this pain I've caused and feel like you can't even say anything. It's not on you to worry about how I'm going to feel about me. It's on you to protect yourself, protect your peace. You should tell me so that I can make sure I don't do the thing again. Um, and then let me worry about me. That's what therapy's for. What? What?
You in therapy?
All I said was that's what therapy's
I'm
for.
about to say, don't lie to the people
Okay.
now.
That's what it's for. I mean, I do have my therapist number, and she did say if things get like really really bad, you text me, and she'll make time for me. I haven't had anything get really really bad, so I haven't had a need to like text her. But if it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't deserve water, just dehydrate to death. But it's never gotten like that. Like I'll think like, damn, I'm like a terrible person, but I won't cause myself harm because I think I'm a bad person. I'll just try really hard to atone for it and try to fix it. That's what that looks like.
Crazy.
So, but because I hurt myself, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt me either. So, hurting myself is never like I'm gonna actively do a thing, but I'll be like, damn, and I'll just try really hard to fix it. It was. It was. But that is our time, party people. We have done a great job trying to unpack forgiveness, what it looks like, what the parameters are to receive it. And we will be back next week
Wait,
with
hold on. Let me not lie.
she about to say no we not.
I got a funeral to attend. Gotta make sure it's the
Oh, I'm
right
so
day.
sorry.
Yes, I may not be here next.
My condolences, bro. So we will not be here next week. We will be here in 2 weeks. Whenever that is. I'm opening the calendar to see. So not the 5th.
Oh wait,
No.
hold on. Let me.
Not the
hold
5th,
on.
not the 12th.
Hold on. Let me ask about the 12th. Hold on. So the 12th. We're good.
So we'll be here on the 12th. We'll be here on the 12th, so we will see y'all then. Thanks for rocking and rolling with us. We're gonna throw this thick ass raid on my boy Gianluca. Gianluca the Great is playing Borderlands 4, so we're gonna get into it. That's a Doja song, right? Get into it, yeah.
Yes.
I love me some Doja. She's very much the moment. Stick around for the raid, and we will see you October 12th. Bye.
Hey, there we go. Hey. Hey, Ajax. It's better hand animation, but this one has slightly better upper right. Ajax, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Hey, Lo, how are you?